Spojmai Nasiri is an experienced immigration attorney and the founder and principal of attorney of the law office of Spojmai Nasiri PC. For more than a decade, she has helped individuals and families navigate the U.S. immigration system. Her practice includes family-based immigration, asylum and refugee claims, deportation defense, and naturalization. She's an active member of the American Immigration Lawyers Association and serves on the American Bar Association's Commission on Immigration. Beyond her legal practice, Mrs. Nasiri is deeply committed to immigrant rights, community advocacy, and public service. She has dedicated significant time to providing pro bono legal services and advocating for immigrant and refugee communities, particularly those facing barriers to legal representation and access to justice. She also serves on the boards of the Council on American Islamic Relations and Afghan American Community Organization. Her service has earned her numerous honors, including induction into the Alameda County Women's Hall of Fame, recognition in the Congressional Record for her pro bono service to the Afghan community, and recognition from the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Through her legal practice, advocacy, and public service, Mrs. Nasiri continues her commitment to immigrant rights, access to justice, and strengthening immigrant, refugee, and Afghan American communities. Mrs. Nasiri, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Good morning, salamun and salam alaikum, everyone. It's an honor to be here with all of you, and thank you sincerely to my co-panelists and Mishgan John for this wonderful invitation. When I got it, I was truly honored to be able to speak with my fellow Afghan women across, the United States and the world. When we talk about issues about women rights and advocacy, we speak about issues that are deeply personal to me, and I'm honored to see 140 graduates around the world. These issues are not only important to me because I'm an Afghan American, but as someone who has spent much of my work working with immigrants and Afghan families and advocating for women. When we talk about empowerment of women, we often talk about education, and rightfully so. Education opens doors, but education must also lead to opportunity, employment, financial independence, and the ability for women to determine the course of her own life. Particularly for Afghan women, this conversation has an even greater urgency today. Afghan women and girls are living under extraordinary restrictions, not only on their education, but employment movement, participation in public life. A generation of young women who grew up believing that they could be doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers, journalists, entrepreneurs, and leaders are now being told that those dreams are no longer available to them over the course of the last 5 years. We cannot allow the world to become accustomed to that reality. Afghan women are not asking for special treatment. They're asking for the basic human opportunity rights to learn, to work, and to provide for their families, and to use the talents that Allah has given them. And we should remember that when you empower one woman economically, you rarely empower only one person. You strengthen the entire family. She invests in her children. She supports her family. She contributes to her community. And when thousands of women have those opportunities, they strengthen the entire society. That is why those of us in this diaspora have a special responsibility. As an Afghan refugee, he came here at the age of 5, and I lived without my mom for about 7 years while she was in a refugee camp in Afghanistan. It's more important for me personal to share those responsibilities. While we continue to advocate for the rights of women and girls in Afghanistan, we must also create opportunities for Afghan women wherever they are today. We need to mentor young women. We need to open professional networks. And this organization has done tremendously that very work that we're looking for. And sometimes empowerment begins with something as simple as telling a young Afghan woman, you belong in this room. Your voice matters. Dream bigger. But economic success alone is not enough. As our community establishes itself across the United States and around the world, we also have another responsibility, preserving who we are. As a mother of three children, I can attest to that. Our children can be fully American, proudly Afghan at the same time. These identities don't have to compete with one another. And I believe, one of the most powerful ways to preserve that identity is through language. Pashto and Dari are more of the common languages spoken in Afghanistan. They carry our history, our humor, our poetry, our expressions of love and respect, our family stories, and our collective memory. As a young child growing up speaking both Pashto and Dari, um, we gain something that cannot easily be replaced. As children learn, they can speak directly with their grandparents, they can understand the stories of their parents, and most importantly, they can connect to generations that came before them. Now, I understand how difficult this can be for our diaspora families. Our children are growing up surrounded by English. Parents are busy working and rebuilding their lives. Sometimes speaking English at home is simply easier. And I will say I attest to that myself. But preserving our language requires intention. Speaking Pashto and Dari with your children, encourage grandparents to speak with them. Teach them where their parents and grandparents came from. Not only about the painful history of Afghanistan, but also its beauty, its hospitality, its poetry, and its resilience and extraordinary cultural richness. Afghan women have endured war, displacement, migration, poverty, tremendous restrictions as they continue to date. And yet they continue to educate their children, support their families, build businesses, lead organizations, pursue professionals that were not unheard of, that were unheard of before, and advocate for one another. This week alone, history was made in the United States. We have our first female Afghan American Congresswoman, Aisha Wahab, who's my senator, proudly an Afghan American who was born here. My hope is that the next generation of Afghan women will not have to choose between success and culture, between independence and family, or but being American or being Afghan. I truly believe they all can be same thing at one time. And perhaps that is one of the greatest things that we can give our children. Roots strong enough to know that where they come from, and wings strong enough for them to go wherever they want to go with it. At a time when Afghan girls inside Afghanistan are being denied so many opportunities, every Afghan girl elsewhere who enters a classroom, graduates from university, starts a business, becomes financially independent, and learns Pashto and Dari and carries her heritage proudly is sending a powerful message. What is that message? Afghan women will continue to learn. Afghan women will continue to work. Afghan women will continue to lead. An Afghan woman will never allow their dreams or their identity disappear. And I hope that I leave this inspiration with many of my sisters here and abroad. Thank you, and it's an honor to be here with all of you.
Thank you, Mrs. Nasiri. It was an